It's no surprise that Chris Brown has his stalkers. Most celebrities do, but how far do these stalkers go? Well, one day Chris Brown went back to his massive mansion. He was returning home from a trip from Vegas, and when he walks into his room, he notices a woman laying naked in his bed. So some woman somehow had access to his massive estate, goes into his room, and apparently she wrote "I love you" on his walls and on his car. She, destroyed some of his property. And Brown decided it would be a great idea to shame the woman by posting a picture of her on Instagram and then having the following caption. He says, "I get home and find this crazy individual in my house. She had broken the hinges off the doors. She found time to cook several meals. She wrote 'I love you' on the walls. She threw out my daughter's clothing as well as my dog stuff. Then had all these crazy voodoo things around my crib. Goes to show you how crazy people are. Crazy. And she painted her name on my cars. I love my fans, but this is some real crazy. All right, so he probably messed up grammatically there. Who cares? I don't know if it was a good idea to post her picture online, but I do feel bad that he was a victim of this kind of stalking. It's a scary situation. I would assume someone as wealthy as Chris Brown would have the proper security in place to prevent something like this, but nonetheless, the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department confirmed that this woman did break into his home. She's 21-year-old Amira Ayeb, and she could face 7 years behind bars as a result of what she did. She has 1 felony count each of first-degree residential robbery, stalking, and vandalism. Karamo, make your point.
She does not need to go to jail for 7 years. Poor baby has some type of emotional problem. She's disturbed. And what I really hate about this is that Chris Brown, when he hit Rihanna, hated the fact that years after it was finished and he served his time, that people kept on bringing it up, keep on shaming him. And here he goes, clearly shaming this 21-year-old who did something wrong.
Yeah.
Let's not be wrong about that. But come on now, she's 21. There's clearly something going on. Let the girl get into some type of treatment program and you just walk away. You didn't get hurt, she didn't get hurt, done.
That's a great point. We're so punitive and
Seriously.
we don't really focus on mental health care in the country, so putting her in prison for 7 years isn't going to solve anything. It's going to make the situation worse. Yeah. Maytha, what do you say? Make your point.
I wholeheartedly agree with the points that you've already made, and I think that, yes, what is the deeper root issue here? And there's a culture, there's a psychosis around like celebrity obsession. And so there he goes, actually making the girl famous to some degree, right? So there is an element of public shaming that I'm against because for the reasons that you exactly outlined, Chris Brown felt like it had been dragged on for him, and this woman this is not only going to follow her, but it could mean not only 7 years, but a felony. So a felony count just basically just marginalizes you socially and politically. Yeah. People don't understand what that means. That means that she wouldn't be able to vote. She's 21 years old. I don't know if she went to college. She wouldn't be able to get financial aid. Yeah. And this is something that the whole culture around her is emphasizing, right? To be obsessed with celebrities. So she just took it to really like illogical steps, yes. But, I think that maybe we could also focus on the ways that that our culture really emphasizes this obsession.
You guys both make really great points. And I don't want anyone to misunderstand anyone on this show. What she did was wrong, and she should face some consequences for it. But our knee-jerk reaction is always to throw someone in prison, and that doesn't always work. The punitive nature of our society actually tends to make a lot of issues worse. And I think Karamo hit the nail on the head when he mentioned that she obviously has some mental health issues that need to be addressed. So here's the question for the story. Have you ever had a crush on someone who did not like you back? Maytha.
Of course. I mean, you haven't lived life. And I think I've shared on the show that I've been an ugly duckling up until I started college. So I had many crushes that never manifested and materialized. But I think the other part of that, too, is as I get older, those crushes just happen really quickly and they're playful. And I don't really tend to hold on to crushes, especially to the extent of stalking, when I don't recognize that there is some chemistry involved. And I think chemistry just really needs mutual energy to create.
Yep. I totally agree.
Completely.
Karamo, what about you?
Well, mine's is that psychosis you're talking about. I'm obsessed with Beyonce, and my crush on her is so deep, and she doesn't return the love. No, seriously. The person I've had a crush on that didn't reciprocate was the partner I'm with now. We've been together for 5 years. I think I told you the story that after we met, I was like, oh my gosh, I like you. And then he dissed me and did not return my calls. And it really hurt my heart because I was like, I'm crushing on you. And I really think we could have something substantial
Special,
here.
yeah.
And so I say be a little bit of a stalker because that's what I did. No,
Okay, no. Can I add something then really quickly? Because I wouldn't mind if Lenny Kravitz just like responded to any of my like double, triple likes of all his pictures on Instagram.
No, it's so funny because I think a lot of relationships start out the way yours have. Now, have I had crushes in the past where it never materialized?
Yeah.
Absolutely. But those are the crushes that I kind of vaguely remember. But I do remember the chase with my current boyfriend. And it was so frustrating because I remember having a conversation with him. I mean, the dude's like, oh, I don't want to commit. We're like hanging out every day. What do you mean you don't want to commit, right? And then I remember having a conversation with him one day. He's going to hate that I'm sharing this, but I don't care. He said something along the lines of, well, what if I commit and then I meet someone that I'm really attracted to or someone I like better?
What? He did not say that to you.
He said that. He said that.
I like that he's being honest.
He was being honest. But I remember my response to him at the time. And like, I don't even know if I still have this level of confidence, but I told him, you're not going to find anyone better, but I'm willing to sit back and watch you try.
Boom! That is it.
Let's get that.
Thank you, thank you. So, by the way, could there be better out there? Of course, but I don't want to know.
Exactly.
Anyway, guys, I want to know your stories. Have you ever crushed on someone who did not reciprocate? I want to hear your stories. Comment in the section below, and we'll talk to you soon.